Hello everyone and welcome back to the F1 2019 Career Mode series here around the circuit there, Spa-Francorchamps. Yeah, I said that really wrong, but oh well. We're here, it's round number 12 I think. Yeah, it's round 12. Sorry, I'm not with it at all. Here's our goals update, doesn't matter too much, qualify 6th or better. Probably doable. We've had a department failure. Oh my god, I can't talk. Which is the ERS cooling, which is not ideal, but oh well, at least we got one completed. The weather is mostly clear. Probably the end of qualifying is going to be a little bit wet, which is going to change things up a bit, but other than that, it's not the end of the world. We've got an interesting message down at the bottom. Next year's regulations. Some important information. Looks like we're going to have some regulation changes. It's basically regulation changes, but they don't know what it's going to be yet, so we can't say anything yet. So, other than that, that's all it has to be said here at the garage. If you want to look at the progress history, there it is. We are pretty much exactly the same spot we were in before, even with this very minor upgrade coming. So, I will see you in qualifying. Here we are in qualifying, so it's time to set our first lap of qualifying, and probably our only dry lap, to be honest. Through turn 1 we go very wide. I always seem to outbrake myself through there, and it's really annoying. It does lose you a little bit of time running out wide, but not too much. It's now coming through the famous Eau Rouge and up Radion. I think I said that right, I don't know. Just quickly getting the slipstream with Gasly to get us a little bit of time, not much though. And now coming straight down the Kemmel Straight. Go really quick down the straight, and now throwing it into La Source, I think this is called, and a little chicane, and now go right again, and now a little downhill braking, and then you can let the car drift out a little bit wide through here. You're going to hear me moan a little bit out that understeer. This track's very much understeer, especially with the setup that I've got on, which gives me less downforce, so I go quicker in a straight line essentially. Definitely makes the car understeery. Through Pouon, double left-hander, we run out a little bit wide, but absolutely fine really. Understeer is when your front tyres lose grip before the rear tyres, so essentially you just can't turn the car in. And obviously when you have oversteer is when your car's sliding in the rear, because yeah, your rear tyres lose grip before the front tyres. But it doesn't matter right now as we come through the second part of the lap and now onto the final sector now. Mostly just one long straight with a few little corners here and there, a few kinks as we go through Blanchimont there, and now just finishing up now through a bus stop chicane, the final corner here, brake, just past the 100 metre boards, probably about right in qualifying, and now open up the DRS, stick right, because it's stick to the right side because it's the quickest line. It's the fastest lap, but obviously people haven't set lap times, so hopefully that'll be good enough to see us into Q2. And the classifications at the end of Q1, we're at 11th, my teammate in 12th, and we'll see you in Q2. Here we are then, it's a wet Q2, and so that's our first lap time that we said. It was not a very good lap, a bit scruffy. It's good enough for P10, but I reckon we're still going to have to improve. Here we go now, second lap in Q2 as we go up through Eau Rouge. This is absolutely painful, this corner. Sorry about not showing turn 1, but for some reason it wasn't in the recording, so I just had to show you guys going up through Eau Rouge, which is really annoying because turn 1 is obviously still part of the lap, but it's okay because we're going to get most of the lap, which is more than I thought we were going to get when I didn't see that turn 1 was in it, but it's absolutely fine. As qualifying is now complete, but as I say, every single episode you get to actually set the lap. It's been a much better lap than our first lap. Like I said, it was a little bit scruffy at times. First lap's we're 2.5 tenths up as we go through Pouon. In the wet, this track is very hard, very easy to make a mistake because these curbs throw you off in the dry. So in the wet, if you go on them, then you're just gone, and there's not really much you can do. From there, as we go right, and then we go left, and then we get the power down and just mount that curb there. It's fine. It does like to throw you off a little bit, but if you can keep the control in, you're going to be fine. Flat through here, even in the wet conditions, because it's obviously your car is going slower in the wet, so you got a slower speed in general. Now this should all be flat as well, nothing really changes through here as we then go through Blanchimont, which is actually quite a hard corner in the wet because you could easily lose the car if you just get that little bit of understeer, and then you get a bit of oversteer if you run out a little bit wide, so it's not ideal in that sense. As we go right, we go left through the bus stop chicane, and now we cross the line. This has to be a good lap because we're in 15th. Was it a good lap? It sure was. We just about scraped through P10. That is all I could have asked for, really, because obviously we are now into Q3, and my teammate could not get out of Q3, and we did, so I will see you then. Here we go then. So this is very, very heavy, the rain now. It's changed from light rain to heavy rain, just like that, as it's still intermediate tyres as the quicker tyre right now, but it's certainly a lot harder to drive as we go up through a rouge. You can just see we're just losing the car. We managed to snap it back into a straight line, but it's really, that could have been very bad because we got a little bit too aggressive through there as we throw on the brakes into La Source, and now go right, then we go left, and then we go back to the right. Here, keeping your minimum speed up through the whole area is perfect, and now coming through downhill right-hander. It's very nice through there. It actually feels quite nice in the wet, that corner in particular, as we get a little bit of understeer through there, which throws us out a little bit wide, but going up onto the AstroTurf out wide is never the worst thing to do in the world. It's now going through Pouhon to the left, and then to the left again, keeping the power down for the whole thing, foot to the floor. Then we go right. There's a lot of sort of right-left corners around this Belgium circuit, or left-right for that sense, as we then go right, and then we go right again. It's the next corner, keeping the foot to the floor again, fully flat. Got to trust that the car will turn, which it did with absolute ease. And speaking of keeping the foot to the floor, here we go, and then the very, very quick area of this Belgium track, through Blanchimont. We go fully flat, lost the back end a little bit there, but we caught it before we ended up spinning off into a wall break very early into the bus stop chicane, focusing on the best exit possible. Down here we stick, of course, to the right hand side because it is the quicker line. Here we go then, crossing the line, it's second quickest, which will probably bump down the order, but it was the fastest final sector there, which is kind of surprising. But we are only good enough for third fastest, and we'll see where that leads us in a little bit. So here we go then. We have now got the audio back, sorry about that. Yeah, it for some reason went, but we have it back now, and now going through turn 1 and now going up Eau Rouge for our second lap. The rain's got a lot worse, and these are also now used tyres, so I'm almost not really expecting to set a better lap as we got it all wrong through Eau Rouge, but we actually got awarded exceeding track clips even though we clearly lost time, but it doesn't matter that much as we are still a few tenths down and we have to pick up the pace really. I'm not sure we're going to be able to as we go down the mini straight and now down the hill to the right. Qualifying's complete and we're in P6 at the moment, to be fair, so that's actually really good. That first lap time's standing strong as coming down towards Pouhon. Here we go, very solid so far through Pouhon. We've got on the cut, oh no, we're around, we're going to hit the wall. Oh, we're in the wall, but that's not good. Luckily we have not lost a tyre, so we're absolutely fine. We'll just be at a box and that'll be our qualifying over.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Hamilton, Verstappen and Valtteri Bottas. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid line up for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race. In the 48 races held at Spa between 1950 and 2015, the race winner has only started from pole position on 16 occasions. Qualifying yesterday may have set the order for today, but expect the unexpected here at the Belgian Grand Prix. As the saying goes, of course, anything can happen. And you know what? It usually does. Spa-Francorchamps then, a historic 19-corner circuit with a lap distance of 4.35 miles. There's over 100 metres of elevation change here, and with long stretches of the lap spent flat out, a good top speed will be vital for success. With me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Now, I'd like to discuss Kimi Räikkönen. They've had to change their gearbox. It's never a good start to a Grand Prix when, right off the bat, you have to contend with a grid penalty.
Well, at the end of the day, it's always better to take some pain now than parking it up halfway through the Grand Prix. Let's just hope they can put that new gearbox to good use and get the results they're looking for.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Bottas, Leclerc, Sebastian Vettel and Albon, Iceman, Perez, Hülkenberg and Kevin Magnussen, Ricciardo, Sainz, Lance Stroll and Raikkonen, Gasly, Giovinazzi, Roman Grosjean and Daniel Kvyat. Russell and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Okay, remember to brake early for turn 1, as the pack's going to bunch up. There's plenty of runoff if things get too close.
Jeff's clearly seen our online races then. Anyway, standard amount of fuel in, and the default strategy, now just quickly looking at it, does look like it's probably going to be the best strategy. I can change it in the race like I always say, but I think that is going to be the right strategy for us. So let's go on into the race. Here we go then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights in front of us here in Belgium, and we're underway here. It's actually been a pretty slow start from us here, as Perez is going to pull alongside us to the outside instantly. We got fairly early on the brakes, as Jeff warned us to, because the AI do have a tendency to go really slow, as we need to have a good exit. We don't really want to be side by side through Eau Rouge, and luckily we get the better exit and we keep our P7, which is where of course we started in this race. And through Eau Rouge, obviously fully flat in the dry, wet a little bit different, and a very painful corner in the wet. Now going down the straight, you can see the top speed you can get up to with the slipstream, and this isn't with DRS or anything. We go very late on the brakes, a little bit understeer because of the dirty air, means we can't really turn this car in the best, as we then throw it right. We've just got to focus on getting good exits and pressure this AI, but for now, P7, we've kept our position, nothing too wrong with that, and we will continue this in the near future. Here we go on to the start of lap 2. We're actually very close to Alex Albon in front, and you can see how early we're going on the brakes just for safety, because you can never tell when the AI is just going to brake so early that you just can't really react to it then. As we are coming up Eau Rouge for the second time. It's never a good thing to hear around Belgium, that your engine's showing small signs of wear and your power output's going to be slightly down, but I've already checked the engine, it's not too badly worn, so what he's saying isn't as bad as it probably seems. Now on to lap 3, coming up to Eau Rouge again. Now up Radion, have to lift off a little bit there because we had so much more speed than Albon now. He tries to almost push us a little bit, but we end up going to the left hand side. We've got about 5-6 kilometers more straight line speed than him with the DRS, even though he does have DRS, but the slipstream then, that works, and we're up into P6. Now on to the end of lap 3.
Some information on Verstappen. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
And Jeff telling us that Verstappen has an issue with his car, so that's going to be interesting. As we are going through a Blanchimont, of course, fully flat at the best of times, and in the wet. Very gloomy day here at Belgium, but it's still a beautiful track to be driving on, as we've actually gained a lot to the cars in front, but I think they're getting held up by Verstappen because of that issue that he has. If anything could go wrong for the Red Bull, it will go wrong for the Red Bull, because that car this year has just been so unreliable. They've had so many issues, and it's not. That's why they're behind us in the constructors. There's yellow flags behind, so obviously that's not Verstappen, that's a car behind us. Vessel's going to go for an opportunistic move around the outside for 1/3. Oh, for Eau Rouge, we've had to take evasive action because we did not realise it was going that slow. We get past Verstappen, but non-surprisingly we get an illegal overtake. We went about 50 foot off the track or something there, as now we're not going to lunge up Verstappen inside. We're very lucky not to end our race with that crush, let alone pick up any damage, as somehow we've managed to survive lap 4 and Well, it was Verstappen who we sort of crashed with around Germany, which made us DNF, and hopefully we don't have the same woes through here at Belgium. And here we go, we've got a lot more speed in it. We're going to go side by side through Pool. This is not going to end well, is it? No, it's fine. We've got we're absolutely fine to the inside, and we're up into P5 above both the Red Bulls. And now all the way on to lap 9, we were just driving around through them few laps, staying in P5. We now come into the pits to give ourselves a fresh pair of medium tyres. Another great stop from the McLaren pit crew, as you would expect with level 3 pit stop efficiency, I think it's called.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit
And
stops.
there we go, that's the strategy complete. No more pit stops for us, so we need to drive away now as quick as we can. On to lap 10 then. So Leclerc's come out just in front of Stroll, so we gained a bit of time on the Ferrari, I think, but we didn't gain that much time because we were about this distance behind him as I came into the pits, and I did come in about a lap or two before him, I think. As we need to get past Stroll as soon as we can because he is on old softs, and yes, his car might be the same sort of speed as mine, but with them tyres, our car might as well be a Mercedes to a Williams. That's a little bit extreme, but you know, not far off. It's now coming up through the right-hander and now into another right-hander. Hopefully we can get him down the main straight, the main sort of flat out area of this track, if you like, as he actually pushes us off towards the grass, as we're going to be side by side here through Blanchimont. We see Max Verstappen in real life in 2015 do this, as we do it here around the outside through Blanchimont. A beautiful move, and that will move us up into 7th, but obviously cars in front have not pitted yet, so we will come out in P5, no issue. On to lap 13. If I'm going to be completely honest, looking through the rest of this footage, because if you don't know, I do talk over this. It's quite obvious really, but I do talk over this after I've actually filmed the race. So looking back at the footage, not anything really happens from lap 13 to 22, and I've already showed quite a lot of footage, to be fair, because I knew that not much really happened from then, so I will just skip to the final lap of the race. Now, on the final lap of the race, as I said, not much happened. We were just driving around. We were setting some pretty decent lap times, but we lost a lot of time to Leclerc in front. Hamilton has won the Grand Prix, sets the fastest lap of the race as well with that, as we're coming through Blanchimont for the final time in this race. Bottas has also just set the fastest laps. He's stolen it away from his teammate. As we go right, we go left, we get the power down, stick to the right hand side, stick to the pit wall, and there it is, P5 for us in the Belgian Grand Prix.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
So Mercedes have won it, and what a great race it was. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Some amazing talent out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Kimi Räikkönen is my standout today. Nothing you could construe as showboating, just an incredibly consistent performance out on track.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Here we go then. It's the Belgian Grand Prix
Looks
done,
like one of
we
your
have
rivals has also been invited to a
2
historical
new
event.
messages. The
This could
just
be a good opportunity to play up
debriefing,
your
just
rivalry for the press and
invitational
expand your
event.
reputation.
Shut up, Emma. So we have 1,500 resource points. So with these,
I recommend we could go for something like this.
well, we should be able to do a major and a minor upgrade. So we'll do this one and then this one, and then that'll put us much higher up in the powertrain. If you look there, we'll be able to be up with the front runners more so with the power. And I do need to perhaps do some more durability at some point, but for now it's not too bad, I don't think. They are the standing, I know I checked them out at the end, but they're them both together if you want to check, as we are now fully into the second half of the season. There are my season results so far for me, if you want to have a look at them. But other than that, everyone, that will be it for today's episode. If you guys have enjoyed, please remember to smash the hell out of the like button, subscribe for more content like this in the future. Next time we'll be around the Italian Grand Prix in Monza, always a very, very good track, so make sure to join me then, and I will see you next time.